Ever wonder why you instinctively open Instagram or feel compelled to check Slack without anyone reminding you? It's not just because those apps have cool features, it's because they have become habits. And for a set of founders, building a product that people use out of habit can be a total game changer. In today's video, we'll break down how products like Instagram, TikTok, Slack, and Duolingo keep you coming back again and again, and how you can apply those exact same strategies to your own product. We are going deep into Hooked, how to build habit-forming product, a framework that explains why the most addictive apps win, not just on technology but on psychology. Products that become part of your daily routine enjoy higher engagement, higher attention, and better word-of-mouth growth. Instagram didn't dominate because it had the best photo filters. TikTok didn't explore because of fancy tech. They won because they fit seamlessly into the psychology of their users' lives. Instead of pouring millions into advertising, they designed it for habit. As author says, great retention comes from habit. So how do you design a habit? That's where the Hooked model comes in. At the heart of Hooked is the Hook model of four-step cycle that many successful products use to create habits. The idea is that by guiding users through these steps repeatedly, you manufacture design for your product in their lives. The four stages of the Hook model are trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. Let's break down each step and see how you can apply them with real examples along the way. Every habit starts with the trigger, the cue that tells the user, hey, take action now. Triggers come in two types. External triggers like notifications, emails, call to action button. For example, Duolingo sending you a push notification at 7 p.m. like time for your Spanish lesson. And internal triggers. These come from inside the user like emotions, thoughts, or routines, or often uncomfortable feeling like boredom, loneliness, or FOMO. When you're bored, you open TikTok. You are worried about missing updates, you check Slack. The goal for a founder is to figure it out what's the itch my product scratches. When and where does that itch happen? Once you know that, you can plan external triggers like timely notification to catch users at exactly the right moment. A trigger sets the stage, but action is the next step. This is the simplest possible behavior the user can take in anticipation of a reward. Focus behavior model explains this like to take action, a user needs motivation and ability. The easier it is, the more likely they will do it. Think about it. In Instagram, when you double tap to like a photo, you have an instant visual reward, the little heart icon. In TikTok, when you flick your thumb, you get the new video instantly. These are all tiny frictionless actions that satisfy the urge in seconds. As a founder, your job is to make your product's key actions stupid easy. So remove unnecessary steps, keeping it easy, because when the trigger hits, if the action is effortless, the habit loop moves forward. After the user takes the action, they must get a reward, some payoff that satisfy them, at least partly. But here's the twist. The most habit-forming products use variable rewards. Why? Because unpredictability keeps us hooked. Psychologist Skinner discovered this decades ago with pigeons. In one example, pigeons process a level more obsessively when they sometimes get food versus when they always got it. Humans aren't much different. This is exactly why slot machines are addictive. You never know if the next step will hit the jackpot. And that's why we compulsively check apps like social media. There are a few types of variable rewards. Content rewards, new posts, videos, updates. The mystery of what comes next keep you scrolling. Social rewards like likes, comments, prize, because the number and timing change every time. And achievement rewards like points, badge, or streaks. The trick here is scratch the itch but leave them waiting more. And the final step of the Hook model is investment. This is where users put something of value into your product like time, data, creativity, making it better for them next time. For example, when you're uploading a photo on Instagram, you are waiting for likes and comments. Adding friends or connections, you empty yourself deeper into product. It gives more reasons to return because friends or colleagues are there. By following creators on TikTok, you're training the algorithm to give you better content. When you're earning a Duolingo streak, you don't want to lose it, so you come back. Investment loads a next trigger, and the more a user invests, the harder it is to leave. This is how habits take hold. Each successive loops make the product more valuable to the user, either practically or psychologically. The energy invested creates the new trigger for the user. Over time, users might start to trigger themselves internally. For example, a user sync. I got a 50-day streak going. I can't stop now. Or I wonder if anyone liked the photo I posted. And bam, they are back in the app without any external prompt. That's when you know the habit loop is working. By now, you have probably recognized the hook model in many of your favorite apps. Let's look at well-known startups and how they apply trigger action reward investment in practice. Let's start with a TikTok. Trigger, boredom. Action, open app. Variable reward, the next swipe could be amazing or weird. Investment, likes, follows, you own uploads. Instagram, trigger notification of FOMO. Action, scroll or tap stories. Variable reward, mix of stunning photos, memes, likes. Investment, building your profile, curating your feed. Slack, trigger unread badge or anxiety about missing something. Action, open, read messages. Variable reward, updates, praise, funny gifts. Investment, adding messages, files, creating channels. Duolingo, trigger, push notification or fear of breaking streak. Action, quick, gamified lesson. Variable reward, XP, badge, streaks milestones. Investment, time spent learning, building a streak. These examples prove that the hook model isn't theoretical. It's actively at work in apps we use daily. As a founder, studying this can spark ideas to your own product. You don't have to be building the next TikTok or Duolingo. Hooks apply to everything, from productivity tools to e-commerce, if you understand your user psychology. Reading about these big names is inspiring, but how can you start putting the hook model into practice for your product? It begins with asking the right question about your user experience. Here is a quick checklist to brainstorm around the hook model for your startup. So let's start with trigger. Here is the question you really want to ask yourself. What's the itch that your product will consistently solve? It could be something situational like commuting, a coffee break, or waiting for a friend. Or maybe it's emotional, boredom, loneliness, or curiosity. Your job is to spot the exact moment when users crave that you offer, and then make sure you catch them there with a timely nudge. Maybe it's a push notification, a well-placed email, or even a prompt inside another app they already use. Ask yourself, when might my user feel a need for my product, and how can I remind them exactly at the time? Getting this trigger right is like lighting a tiny fire that starts the whole habit. Okay, so now your user got the trigger. They are curious, maybe even excited, but if the next step is complicated, slow, or confusing, they go out. So ask yourself, what is the seamless action someone can take to get a bit of value right away? Make it stupid easy, like so easy that even a first-timer can do in a second without scratching their head. It might be swiping through a feed, tapping once to like a photo, or typing a quick answer in a lesson. If your product makes the user jump through hoops or waiting forever, you lost them. Even a little lag can kill the vibe. So the goal is this. When the trigger hits, the user should flow right into action. No friction, no thinking, just smooth and instant. Now here's where the magic really clicks in. You got the user taking action, but if the payout is always the same, predictable or boring, you lost interest fast. That's why you want to give them a variable reward, something that fulfills their needs and surprise them. Think about TikTok. Every new video is surprise. Some makes you laugh, others amaze you, some just weird. Or Instagram likes. Sometimes you got a flood of hearts, sometimes just a few. That variability keeps people checking back. Your reward could be new content that always challenging, social feedback like likes and comments that fluctuate, or surprise bonuses or hidden features. Ask yourself, what will make my users say cool or smile? How can I keep it fresh so it never gets boring or expected? Because when reward feels like a little mystery box, users can't help but come back for more. Alright, so users are hooked, but here's the secret sauce. Getting them to invest in your product. When they put a little piece of themselves in, like creating content, personalized setting, or following friends, it makes your product feels there. Maybe they save a playlist, upload a photo, or customize the profile. Maybe they enter preferences that help your app recommend better stuff next time. These investments isn't just a one-time thing. It actually loads the next trigger. Because once someone's put in effort or value, it hurts a bit to walk away. So ask yourself, what could a user do right now that make them want to come back later? Even small investments build habits that keep your users hooked and your product growing. By mapping out these 4 steps for your user journey, you're essentially creating a habit roadmap for your product. Try writing it down like a circle. Trigger, action, reward, investment, back to trigger. Is each step clear and compelling? Where are the weak spots? This exercise can reveal a lot. For example, you might realize you have a decent trigger and action, but your reward isn't rewarding enough, or it's too predictable. Or maybe users enjoy rewarding but aren't investing anything, so they drift away after the novelty wears off. Use the hook framework to iterate on those areas. Building habit-forming products isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding your users deeply and aligning with their natural behavior and desires. It's how your products make people feel and how it fits into their lives that creates true retention. The hook model is a tool to help you design with that in mind from day one. So as you plan your startup's next feature or growth strategy, take a step back and think in hooks. What's my trigger? Is the action simple? Am I rewarding the user in a satisfying, variable way? How do I encourage them to invest and coming back? Answering this question can set your product on path from a one-time use to a lifetime habit. Think in hooks, build responsibly, and if you get it right, your app might be the next one people are addicted to for all the right reasons. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Check the links below and follow us on social media for more tips and updates. And if you're ready to take your startup to the next level, visit molfar. We will help you build fast and smart. Catch you next time!